Hi, welcome to Modern Wall Street's Trader Talk. Let me introduce you to our Thursday guest, Matt Cheslock from Virtu Financial. Hey, Matt, we have a lot to wrap our heads around this week, so we're just going to go down the checklist and get locked and loaded for the weekend. How does that sound?
Sounds good, Olivia. Let's go.
All right. Well, yesterday, the Trump administration finally announced their tax plans. Had a little buy in the rumor, selling the news type gig, end of the session a little lower. Now we're renegotiating, not pulling out of, renegotiating NAFTA along with the Affordable Care Act, making it look a little more affable to the Freedom Caucus. So if this happens, are we going to have another repeat, another uptick in the market, and then a sell-off?
You know what? It's funny. Yesterday's close was kind of alarming that we were trading at the highs all day and we closed on the lows. And that was after this huge announcement in the tax news. I think the general consensus is we're starting to have too many irons in the fire right now. We need to start accomplishing some of these goals that the Trump administration set out to in there when they ran. We need to start one by one. And if we can get the tax done, that's huge. But that's going to take a little bit of time. The Affordable Care Act, getting rid of that's going to be a monstrous deal as well. And now we've started NAFTA. So the market right now is just really uncertain. We had a huge run up this week. We've seen buyers just kind of walk away for the near term. So I'm not going to look too far past these one-off events. I'm not going to forecast what it's going to do. But earnings have been what's been carrying the story here. It's not DC.
Yes, exactly. And that was my next question. Earnings have been killer for the most part this season. Now, there is some concern coming out of the retail sector. We saw some lackluster results from Procter & Gamble and Pepsi & Company. Today, Ford got slammed with profits. Now, consumer discretionary and staples are okay today. Where do you see these spaces going?
You know what? I think they're probably going to see some more money as we go into it a little bit. They're a little bit more defensive, possibly. We've seen huge moves up in some of the other sectors, finance and technology. So you could see a rotation into that if they get beaten down enough. We haven't seen that rotation in the oil and gas sector that we've expected for so long. That might be another leg up. We haven't seen that rotation despite numerous IPOs that have been out or have been announced. So there's a lot to look forward to. But I think those sectors, if they get beaten down enough, we'll start to see some money flowing into them because there will be some value.
Okay, yeah, we will make sure to watch energy. Now, Matt, as we wrap this up, I just want to get your take on some of the economic data that we got today. Durable goods did miss. The weekly jobless claims came in a little higher than we wanted. GDP tomorrow is not looking so pretty, 0.5% if you guys are watching the Atlanta Fed. And we have a potential government shutdown if Congress doesn't agree on a budget. So how do you advise digesting this information and trading it? What's so funny?
Well, we've been forecasting the economy doing so well, and we've been counting on it to do well. So, any little blip in the negative side of it could have some severe consequences, especially if people think we're overvalued as far as the market goes. But these could be one-off events, so I'm not going to really look at them and say, they're drastic misses. They're misses, yes, but I think expectations may be a little high. We need to tampen them down a little bit and say, first and second quarter are going to be good. We're going to start looking for third and fourth quarter. Now we're looking so far out. The Fed now is in a little bit of a bind. They said we're going to get 3 or 4 raises. Now we're 2 or 3. Are we just 2? It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be pretty volatile, I would imagine. But hopefully these numbers today are just a one-off and we can get this economy back on track.
All right, awesome. A hint of optimism from Matt Cheslock. Thank you so much. Hope to see you next Thursday, Matt.
Absolutely, Olivia. Have a good weekend.